Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, gonna be a ZVT between Piano and HyuN here on Blue Storm. Got Ample watching. Bottom left, we've got ourselves a yellow Terran player. It is Piano. Under his Smurf name, Organ. Haha. And in the top right, we've got ourselves a purple Zerg player. It is HyuN. Under his Smurf name, Mission Gay 2. Got this replay from RJB. And it's going to be an excellent TVZ because RJB does not recommend bad replays, alright? Go ahead and check him out at RJB TV on the YouTube. Just put that in your search bar. You'll find him, especially if you like fastest map. And yeah, Terry the Overlord scouting out. What's going on, Terry? Glowing eyes as always. Vroom, vroom. It's a two-player map, so we can go right across and check what's going on with the Terran player. No guessing required. Anywho, what's going on, y'all? Everything is cool here. Nobody's going for crazy proxies. I would love a proxy hatch at the professional level, but it's very hard to pull off and very risky. We don't see it coming a lot from these players, and it looks like a hatch firster based on that Overlord. Oh, never mind. It's an overpool, just with a couple extra drones in between. So just a little bit of a later pool here. No big deal. Overpool, normal stuff. On the other side, Piano's going for a barracks. After supply depot, no gas. Inside his main base. Hasn't scouted at all. Not sent an SCV out whatsoever. Doesn't really care, I guess, if it's an early pool here from HyuN. And gas. All right. So expansion going to be a little bit later here. But otherwise, pretty normal stuff in this TVZ. Hope you guys are all having a good 2022. Things are pretty much the same for me. Nothing much has changed. I think that's normally how years work, right? Like, late December, early January is not a very momentous time normally in history. So, like, I don't know. Whatever happens at this time. Zerglings are on the way. Oh, two pairs of Zerglings on the way here. So a little bit more aggressive than just the one pair, but not as crazy as three pair. Early 6 would be nuts. But at this point, I think everything's fine. Marine production on the way. Throwing up a supply depot to help wall off in case a tunnelings show up. Have a place to fall back here. Terra the Overlord scouts in, sees the command center construction, says, okay, so it's not like a crazy 2 or 3 racks open that I need to worry about. SCV sees a pair of lings come across, sees another pair of lings come across, and says, all right, 4 lings. Are there more? No, I don't see any more, and I see an expansion coming in, so that's good. Excellent. And he's going to see that there's a lair timing, which means that speed for the lings is not a thing, which is going to happen at all. SCV blocking this tiny little choke. There's a Marine behind him. 2 SCVs ready to block if the lings go for this, which I think it'd be pretty dumb for them to do it. I don't think they can get through. There's a bunker to fall back here, too. Another Marine coming out. Oh, tried it. Snuck around the long way. But then 2 Marines show up, and 2 Marines can handle 4 slow lings pretty easily, especially if they have a bunker to fall back to. Can the lings take down the SCV? The answer seems to be no. SCV, little jetpack on his butt there, going very well. And metabolic boost did get started as soon as he had enough gas after starting that lair. So that means this is a Spire drone, is what that means. And timing is perfect for HyuN. Just about, there we go. Coming in just fine. And based on that lair timing, Piano knows it's coming. So I would expect to see an engineering bay coming in the next couple minutes here. And then obviously the turrets, all the while continuing to make Marines based on that second barracks. He's not going for a mech opening at least, which is honestly not bad. We've seen that, right? We've seen players go for that Mass Goliath opening against the Muta opening from Zerg and have some pretty good success with it. It's just not very common, especially not in the recent days, which my RJB replays are usually from around 2019 to 2020, right around there. So not super duper ultra recent, but also not as old as a lot of the replays that I have that are like from 2008, which is fun. I like the 2008 replays a lot. I have no qualms about casting those. I think it's excellent to see some of the elite players who've retired watch their games from back then and just have a good time overall. Academy coming in so that Marines can get range upgrade, they can get stim, they can make medics from the barracks. It's a very important building for Terran, even if they're meching, right? Academy is good, I mean required, for a ComSat station, and scanning is really good against things like Lurkers and Dark Templar and Cloaked Wraiths and stuff. So every matchup, Academy, good building to have. Pro tips. Anyway, getting stim first at the Academy and making a couple medics. You can do that at the same time. Engineering Bay, that's what I was talking about. Engineering Bay coming up behind the mini-map. That's why I didn't see it. So it's done. Mutas are on the way. Turret production needs to begin, like, now. Like, holy smokes, nowzers. And production tab says, now we're getting one. So later than I would want this to happen, but it's all right. One turret coming in. How many mutas are we making? Not a ton. We don't have, well, not that second gas there until a little bit later. So the muta count is not going to be super heavy. What do we got here? We've got 4, we got 6 here. Production tab says another pair of mutas coming in, so maybe we are going a little bit heavier on the mutalisks. Gas count's not insane there. These turrets are not done yet. Oh boy, Piano, the turrets are not done yet. And killing the SCVs, building the turrets is awesome. That's double whammy. Because the turrets don't finish. There we go. Now they're finishing. And the third one finishes. And another SCV goes down, but we lost a Mutalisk in the process. It is now 30 to 19 workers, though. I think the Terran's fine. I really do. I don't know about coming back in here, man. Lost another Mutalisk. Very close to losing another one for another couple SCVs, but I don't think that slowed down Piano hardly at all here. So the follow-up here needs to either be a third base or I need a Hydralisk den pretty soon, HyuN. You're not going to win with this Muta-Ling stuff, not by any stretch of the imagination. Kakaru concurs with me by saying, Kakaru! Gonna go hide out in the fog of war for a minute and then come back. Lings do make a run on in. Oh, the bunker's empty. What? Oh no, he left the bunker empty, which means that turret goes down to those Lings very easily. Then Marines show up. The Lings are desperately, they get another turret thanks to the help of their Mutalisk buddies. All the Lings die. And that's a third base drone if I ever saw one. So third base at about 7 minutes here for the Zerg is fine. Mutalisk count, yeah, committing quite a bit here. Continuing to make Mutalisks. Not interested in going for that Hydralisk den at all. Is he just going for straight Muta-Ling here? Doesn't seem really possible to defeat an 8-rack-sing Terran like this. Unless you kill them fast. Which, okay, maybe you can cripple them fast and then win after taking that lead. It's possible. But at the same time, not having any lurkers at all to handle all of these many Marines is going to be difficult. You can play the Mutalisk game. You can go ahead and hit the Marines at the edge of the group like they're weak and wounded gazelles and your hyenas or lions or whatever, but unless you have a lot of Zerglings to support, which you don't because you can't afford that many Zerglings, you have less than 100 minerals there for a second. Yeah, Muta's going after some of the reinforcements, which is also a fine thing to do. Going after weaker individual groups of Marines, individual numbers. There you go. Another Marine alone dies, right? The lone, what is it? The lone wolf dies and the pack survives. I believe that's the saying because it rhymes. That's got to be true, right? That's how sayings work. Splits his mutas out. He's got a handful of them. He's continuing to pump these mutas though, y'all. That is apparently the plan here. So this is something we've seen Soma do, right? Soma has definitely beat some really good Terran players with nothing but mutas and Zerglings in a way that it makes Mutalisks look incredibly overpowered and stupid hard to kill. This is not what HyuN is doing. HyuN is not pulling that off. He's losing mutas all over the place. Maybe he saw what Soma did and he was like, I can do that. I'm better than Soma, or at least as good as Soma is. Dude, this third base though. This bottom right, not looking particularly hot. Queen's Nest coming in. I assume that's going to be for Adrenal for the Lings that don't exist yet. But dude, losing this third base. HyuN is just getting rolled right now. He's going to lose his third. There's really no saving it. These Marines have range. They've got stim. They've got medic support. The mutas have to try and save it, but no. Too late, too little, and too late, as a matter of fact. And continuing to push up here. It's 71 to 58 total supply. More mutas. There's a hive coming in. So the Muta-Ling thing works mostly if you keep the Terran on defense. Because Mutalisks are kind of terrible at defense. If Mutalisks have to engage with an army, a lot of the time they'll just die. But if you choose the terms of the engagement with your Mutalisks coming into the main base, swooping back out again, going to the natural base, keeping the Terran opponent on his back foot on the run, then you decide when the mutas engage and when they attack. But if there's a big Terran army on your front doorstep, and most of your army is mutas, you can't do that anymore. All right. I mean, that's enough mutas to handle this, at least. They do have +1 carapace, which is nice, because for some reason, there we go, the Marines barely finally have +1 attack. And, okay, so now we're going for lurkers. Finally decided to go for that Hydralisk Den. Lurker aspect is about 40%, 30% complete here. Muta's taken, dem missile turret hits. Not quite enough to, like, one-shot or two-shot a turret. And just taking hit after hit after hit after hit here. Trying to sneak up this left way is Piano, but no, HyuN sneaks it out. He sniffs it out. He knows what's happening here. And he's, you know, he's going to try to pick at the edges, pick at the edges. That's what he's doing. Let's see if we go for Adrenal real fast, or no. Defiler round. I guess that's, you know, fair. I think if you're in this situation, we're a 2-base versus a 2-base in a ZVT. And you get a hive. I think, yeah, the first thing you probably want to do, in all fairness, is going to be that Defiler round. That changes everything. It definitely makes your lurkers and your zerglings better if you get Dark Swarm. I mean, Plague is so good. Mutas are really amazing at taking advantage of that for sure. And actually starting to make a Valkyrie. Here is Piano. He's like, look, we're at 11 minutes, and this dude is still producing Mutalisks. HyuN is. Maybe I can deal with them through the power of splash damage instead of just these Marines, which are doing fine. But really taking their lumps, too. Man, more medics are going to die. All right. HyuN getting some work done here with these mutas. I'm not sure if they're paying for themselves or anything. Dude, the lurkers are ready. Oh my gosh. Hold position lurkers here would be so sick. Hold position. It is hold position lurkers. Ah, surprise! Surprise lurker spines. Oh no. Piano. Is Piano throwing away this game? Sick play there, dude. Sickest play. So just spamming stop on the lurkers means they won't attack anything that's within range because you told them to stop, and then when they show up, bam. You let go, the auto attack happens, it's beautiful. The Valkyrie's got no kills, but, you know, we'll take 17 shots to kill this Overlord. By 17, it's like 7, I guess. It's not that bad. It's still quite a number of shots. And they don't attack very quickly, but there are many rockets, right? See this? 6 per rocket. 2 Valkyries out. The Mutalisks are like, oh. Well, we like to stack up, and we take a lot of damage from said rocket, so that's not good. Nidus Canal at the third base. Very, very good. And the fact that the Terran doesn't have a third base is a massive victory for HyuN here, too. Piano seems to be pretty happy with his 2-base right now. Production tab says he's not building another command center, nor do I see one anywhere. Interesting. Oh, yeah. Valkyrie's chasing these Mutalisks out. So the Mutas can't help deal with these Marines at all. And, alright, Lurker's cruising on down. There's not a third base to kill, man. I guess you're here to defend, but you could have just taken the Nidus if you wanted to get down here. I suppose. Man, this third base dying again would just be absolutely game-ending for HyuN. I know we're only 13 minutes into this thing, but it doesn't feel particularly... Well, you know what? I just heard a consume, so that means Dark Swarm's ready to go. So Dark Swarm's up, and now the Marines are like, oh, that changes the terms of engagement for sure. Maybe I don't want to go into there. Look, a Firebat. Ooh, a Firebat with a yellow skin is nice. I like Firebat with yellow. Yellow is one of my favorite colors in StarCraft and in Warcraft 2. The yellow just really, really pops in Warcraft 2 especially. I'm not sure what it is about the design. But third base coming in. Minerals only expansion here from Piano on the left side. Plague's getting researched. Dude, when your opponents are making this many Marines. Scourge taking down a science vessel. Plague is so good. Insanely good. Another Dark Swarm comes up to protect these lurkers. And the Terran army's like, I don't know. We're up 125 to 79 supply, but all of a sudden Dark Swarm's here. And our power in numbers is not as good as I'd like it to be. Irradiate's not done yet. I think Piano maybe could have made that happen. could have gotten a Radiate started a while ago yet. So we're going to drop. Recognizing the Mutalisks are kind of cowering at home right now. The Valkyries own the skies. Ooh, like a push up this way. Good Dark Swarm positioning, though. Just going to unload right here. Okay, very nice stuff, Marines. Trying to avoid Lurker Spines. Not going particularly well for them, that. Gotta say. Plague? Ooh, does catch what? What did we just plague? I heard a plague. Did he whiff that? He might have whiffed it. I don't think anything here is actually plagued. Oh, maybe these guys are. Oh, no. He is plagued. All right, fair enough. He's plagued. Army coming down. Oh, but there's the Dark Swarm. The Fire Bats are going to do a whole lot in here, actually. Taking down that Defiler would be a big... Oh, he didn't do it. He didn't target fire the Defiler. Oh, the Fire Bat is attacking. No, Dad, Lurkers, Lings rolling in here, too. This attack is doing some damage, but at the same time, it's getting entirely cleaned up by HyuN. Goodbye. Good night, everybody. That's an 11-kill Lurker. That's a 9-kill Lurker. That's a 4-kill Lurker. This Marine's got 2 kills. He can actually... Oh, my gosh, he's going to get the hatch. Ah, he got the hatch. That's Jimmy Raynor there. Jim Raynor took that hatch down and then died. Totally worth it, man. He wasn't getting out of there alive anyway. What a hero. He gets a hero's burial at wherever they bury Marines that die as heroes. 4th Command Center on the way. Loving this. Out of piano. I gotta say, knocking down that 2nd base, huge. And taking a 4th base at the same time is also massive. I just think Piano's got this thing. Beautiful double drop. Drifting across the top of the main base of HyuN here. A couple drones die. Some Dark Swarm shows up. Fire Bats ready to rock, though. Trying to kill an engineering bay by themselves. Not great. The Spire's getting focused down by Stim Marines with +2. Amazing. Another attack setting up to come into the natural base and kill it again, maybe. But it's not even getting rebuilt. Guess what doesn't protect from Dark Swarm? Ultralisk Caverns are not protected by Dark Swarm. Ultralisk Cavern down. There's 5 Ultras on the way, and there's battle cruisers coming in here, too. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of BCs versus Zerg, but in this situation where you're up 151 to 77 supply, you're going to have a pretty good time with it. There's just too much yellow on the map here, I think, for HyuN to make it happen. I mean, the Ultras are doing great. They really are. And the Dark Swarms have been pretty good consistently here from HyuN. The problem is, it is a 2-basing Zerg, where the first base is the main, which does not have a ton of workers or money at it. And the natural base is dead against a 4-basing Terran. 53 to 23 workers. What we haven't seen a lot of today is irradiates. I think it's time to irradiate the crap out of this bottom right base. Although the Ultras are going to pop out of this Nidus. Like, you watch. You watch and you learn here. So he's going to boxer maneuver, rather. Okay. Fair enough. He boxed. Oh my gosh, the massacre. Get inside the Nidus. Oh, and then the Plague does catch them in revenge, but we're down to 17 drones. Okay. And then secondary boxer maneuver kills even more of these drones. Down to, okay, 14. GG, man. Yes, this drop got annihilated. It did. Well done, HyuN. But you not having any kind of anti-air at all. He's coming back. HyuN! HyuN, no! HyuN! Okay, 7 drones. That's GG. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this game. I'm sure Terran fans did. Fire Bats against Ultralisks. Not particularly great. No. +3 is done for these Marines, though. Battle Cruisers, I'm not even sure where they are or what they're trying to do. Are they still building, or have we already seen them do stuff in... here they are. Sending 2 Battle Cruisers over to the bottom right to murderize. So you're going to take a Plague, probably. Well, maybe not. Maybe not a Plague here. Battle Cruisers operational. And that's your GG. The Battle Cruisers arrive. That's all that HyuN has to see, and he GG's out here in 19 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. I really think that HyuN thought he could win this game solely with Mutas and Lings, just like Soma can. But no, he could not. That was not in the cards today. He was late on the Hydralisk Den. He was late going to a lair, or hive, rather. He was late getting into Defilers. I don't think he ever got Adrenal Glands. Maybe he did. But he didn't have good upgrades for his Lings by any stretch. Actually, this is a lie, because it's going to show me 0-0. But anywho, and then, yeah, just with your extra gas, because you're making mostly Marines here. A couple Fire Bats, a couple Dropships, and a couple Battle Cruisers. And there's just not... Even if you can Plague these guys, what kills them? There's no Scourge around. There's no Hydralisks. There are no spores to cause problems. None. And then another base is coming up for Piano here, too. So it was a kind of a sloppy game from Piano. It wasn't super, super well executed at all times. But you know what? You don't have to be perfect to win a game of Brood War as somebody who is at about your level or maybe a little bit lower, right? You can still make some mistakes. You can still lose a ton of Marines, maybe a little bit carelessly. But hey, he took down the natural base. He made sure the 4th base never even was attempted. Like, never was attempted today, which is insane to me. And you take that and you win. So GG. Well done there by Piano, getting the win in this TVZ with the 8-rack stuff. And this is an ongoing argument in the comments. People are like, Terrans can't win unless they go for tanks. Not a single tank was made today. Not a single one. And this might be a Blue Moon thing. We've seen more Terran wins on Blue Moon without making mech than other maps. So yeah, certain strategies are better on certain maps. It's a map-dependent kind of a thing. But yeah, no 4th base really was a problem for HyuN, being late on the Defiler stuff, late on the Adrenal Gland stuff. Stuck too long with Mutalisks, and he paid for it. So nicely done, though. Great macro from Piano, though. Fantastic. All right, end of the day, 101,000 points from Piano. Only 79 from HyuN. 300 outproduced. 306 to 212, the Zerg player was. Did kill some more, but didn't make up for the outproduced problem here. Structures raised. That is a pretty big discrepancy for a Terran player to kill 7 buildings of a Zerg player and only lose 4 of his own. And then resources, yeah, you can't get outspent by a Terran player, 34,000 to 26,000. That's just never going to work. Never going to work. So GG. Well done indeed from Piano. He is your winner, and that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.